Imagine having your own AI-powered data analyst, one that never sleeps, can explain everything clearly to you and how you need to hear, and gives you instant insights with no spreadsheets or formulas. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to build that using ChatGPT's custom GPT features. I'll walk you through how to train your own GPT to connect to your data, analyze trends, and give you actionable advice all within minutes. And because it's in GPT, you can customize it to talk to your tone, focus on your niche, and even respond with recommendations that matter to your business goals. This is perfect if you're a creator, a business owner, or someone who just wants smarter reporting without hiring a full-time data analyst. So what we can see here is what I've done just previously, chucked in some data around Spotify, songs, and artists and popularity, and it can output graphs like this. So if you don't already have your data, a really cool place to go find some data to play around with is a site called Kaggle that has a whole range of data sets from images to CSVs, a whole range. Highly recommend. I just found this one here, which is Spotify songs and artists. It has a whole range of different columns and information in here. So we can go ahead and download that and download dataset as zip and then extract that out. You can see I've already downloaded it a few times. So if we come back over to ChatGPT, we can go over to the top right and then go on to My GPTs. So this is where we can customize our own version of ChatGPT to our specific needs. So we come over here and go create a GPT and we get this screen. So on the left hand side we've got our customization options, and on the right hand side is like a little test window where we can start speaking to it. So we're going to give this one a name. We're going to call this the YouTube Data Analyst, as I already have one. The normal data analyst description, this is just more for you, test. So in our instructions, we can kind of go any way in this. We want to be specific around how it's a data analyst and that's how it's supposed to behave. But the more information we provide about how it responds to us is better. So you can start off simply by going, you are a data analyst, provide insights based on the data I upload. So you can do simple as that and give it a test on the right hand window. You can upload your data here. However, I like to have a lot more in-depth prompt to really outline what I would like it to do. So one of the ones that I was working on a little while ago is this one here. So it's a bit big. If I zoom in here. So it kind of outlines the skills, the tools, how to format the responses, the guidelines, some examples, and then what the user would provide. But again, this is kind of gets into a bit of prompt engineering to figure out exactly the output that you want. So it's really dependent on your own use case. So I'll chuck this in the description if you want to give that a go. And then insert the industry. Let's just go music. We'll just leave it like that for now, just as a demo. So we can close that. Now that we've got that all sorted, the other thing we can do is add knowledge to it. In this case, I'm not going to be adding any knowledge, but if this is inside of your kind of business ChatGPT, you can add in knowledge around your brand, other information that might be relevant with data, regulation, all of that kind of stuff. So you can upload it there for the GPT to reference. The really important thing we see down here is code interpreter and data analysis. This is what we're going to turn on to allow us to actually have this data analytics inside of GPT. So typically when you upload a CSV, table structured data to a language model, previously it kind of pulls it all out as text and it's no longer relational, where it doesn't see it as columns and rows, it just sees it as a whole bunch of text. And so that's why previously when you asked it to do mathematical calculations, plot graphs, all that kind of stuff, it really couldn't because it didn't have that relation between the data points. So what Code Interpreter actually does is it runs Python code. So it converts your user question, hey, give me the average of this column, and it will go, okay, convert that to Python code and then run that against the CSV. So that kind of avoids any hallucinations on data and gets a lot more accurate result and quite a lot faster. So now that we've added Code Interpreter and data analysis, what we can do actually inside of the knowledge is you can upload the CSV as a knowledge if that's what you want everyone who views this to use, or you can upload it directly in here. So what I'll do is go over to my files, I will pull in the Spotify dataset.csv, So the key difference here, if I add it in here, it's only I can see it in this thread. If I add it to the knowledge, anyone that uses this GPT has access. One thing I like to do right at the start is just give me a summary. And so that will go away, and we can see uploaded thing, artist name, Ariana Grande, all this information, and then instantly we see that it generates some Python code. So it loads in the file, reads it, puts it into a data frame, and then shows the information around it. It comes out like here. So this is where, again, it gets really case specific on what data you're inputting in and what you are trying to look out for. So I might ask it, find me interesting trends and plot the result. So again, it's going through, generating Python code, executing that against the CSV. So there's no real worry around that data hallucination. The only thing to watch out for is if you're not clear on what you're asking it to do, it may write incorrect Python queries and therefore give you incorrect answers. So scroll down here and we can see it's done a plot here, the average track popularity by release year, and we can zoom in. Oh, we can't zoom in, maybe because it's in this test window here. And then it also gives us a little summary in here, which is really, really cool. So now I've played around with it. If I want to make any changes, I'd come back to the instructions here and make sure this is all up to scratch for how I want it to respond, whether it's been really, really technical, whether it's been really, really basic and straightforward. It's really up to your use case. So if I'm all happy now, I've got everything ticked on, I've tested it out, it's sweet, I can go over to create. And now this is the way we've got three different options here. Only me is this if you only want access to it yourself, anyone with the link. So that's where if you want to share it within your organization and you've got someone else that is doing the same sort of role and they may want to analyze some data, you can send them this link and they will be able to access that. Or there's the GPT store, which is the kind of anyone can upload, like a Google Play Store kind of thing, where anyone can upload their custom GPTs for people to use. So if I go save, I'll leave it as anyone with link, and apparently it has violated the usage policy. Because it's got YouTube in the title and I'm not affiliated with YouTube, and so then if I publish that out, people may think I'm affiliated with YouTube, I think. Okay, well that's all sweet. I can change the name there if I wanted to publish it. So we'll quickly go back and change the name. Data analyst, Blake, go create, go save, and it should allow us this time with a link. Awesome. Now you can send that link to anyone, you can go view GPT, and now it just opens up like a normal ChatGPT window. You can upload your CSVs in here and ask it anything. This is really, really useful, again, for anyone in business, anyone with data, just want to get some really quick, easy insights and graphs instead of playing around with Excel, playing around with Tableau, Power BI, that take a lot of time to not only learn, but then even once you've learned all the basics, getting some really basic graphs in there does take a bit of time, whereas this is almost instant. If you found that useful, I post a whole lot of YouTube content around AI tools and different features that are out there for business and individuals use. So leave a like, subscribe, and let me know what you'd like to see next. Cheers.